as in tomorrow on ESPN, Jokic, Murray, and the Nuggets continued their quest to hoist their first Larry O'Brien trophy, while LeBron James is going for his 5th ring, which would pass Steph Curry and the Warriors' big 3 and close in on Michael Jordan's 6. Kendrick Perkins from the play-in tournament to the Western Conference Finals. Perk, you were right about those Lakers when everyone was doubting them.
Molly, I've been waiting on this moment. I've been waiting this all my life. You know what's crazy is that, yeah, I know, and it's coming right at you. You know what's crazy is this, right? We had a segment on here about 2 weeks ago, and we asked, who do you have more belief in, Klay Thompson or Anthony Davis? And Stephen A. had the audacity to pick Klay Thompson. You need to turn in your damn microphone for that one, okay? AD was more than everything in this damn series. Yeah, turn it in. Everything and more in this damn series. On top of that, I told you, defense win championships. The Golden State Warriors, they didn't defend. What did the Los Angeles Lakers do? They strapped up all across the board. Anthony Davis was cleaning up that glass like a fresh set of Windex. And then, you know what else I came on here and told you, S.A.? I told you, after the Kings and the Golden State Warriors finished their series, I said, my sources told me they wanted the Golden State Warriors in the matchup. You came and said, Perk, I'm not discrediting your sources. I know you have them, but we all know that sources lie. Well, they wasn't lying. They was telling the truth. They wanted all that smoke.
I was also making fun of how you pronounce sauces.
Say it again. Wait, I need to hear you say it. Say it, Perk.
My sources. My sources. Yeah, my sources.
You know how Molly gets the food mixed up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He started thinking about the sauces on the food. You know what I'm
saying? Well, Stephen, you had R's to words that don't need R's. I just can't think of a good example of that Queen's accent, but I'll think of a word.
Don't get me started, Karen. Don't get it started.
Oh my gosh! After 7 years, did you pronounce my last name right? Carry on, Perk.
7.5.
But S.A., I told you, Molly, I came on here and I said that this run is over. I knew it wasn't no repairing this relationship between Jordan Poole and Draymond Green. Do you not realize that Jordan Poole was non-existent? You know why? He just wasn't there, and it's hard. Klay Thompson wasn't there the entire series. We kept asking, when is playoff Game 6 Klay gonna? He wasn't there. And I told you also, you had Tim Legler, right when I was on there. I said, the one thing we do know is that LeBron James, he knows Steph Curry. He knows how to match up with him. He knows how to defend him. And that Steph was not going to have one of those 40 or 50 pieces against the Lakers. And it didn't happen. And it's no knock on Steph. It was just I knew they were going to base their defense around him and make others beat them. And that didn't happen. And they also was going to make him defend.
Do I get to respond to you?
And that's what happened.
Do I get to respond to you?
Let him have his moment.
No, because you came on here even when I wasn't on here, S.A., and you said, I'm going to say this, make this very, very clear. It's nowhere in hell the Los Angeles Lakers are beating the Golden State Warriors. And here
I don't recall that. I have no recollection of that.
Yeah.
I mean, I predicted the Warriors would win, but I don't recall saying there's no way in hell. I don't recall that. I think that's a bit extreme, but that's all right. That's okay. It's your day. It's your day. It's your day with that. I mean, first round, Ja Morant gets hurt early. You don't have Adams and Clark, but that's all right. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
I told you that.
It's okay.
I told you that.
I shouldn't say that about Memphis because we knew Adams and Clark wasn't in there coming into the series. Major props to the Lakers. Secondly, let's not act like I'm sad about it. I mean, my God, if the Lakers and Miami win, do we really think I'm going to be depressed? I couldn't be happier. You understand? So I'm good. I'm rooting for the Lakers to win this series, okay? I just don't know whether that's going to happen. But let me get to critiquing your prognostication about Anthony Davis compared to Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson did drop 30 in Game 2. Now, I don't know what the hell happened to him in Games 4, 5, and 6. I mean, I almost want to faint. Now, what is it, 9, 10, and 8? Klay Thompson? I never saw that coming. Who would have thought that? I don't give a damn what kind of clamps you put on them. It's one of the top 5 greatest shooters in the history of basketball. It's going to be a long off season for him to look at knowing what an exceptional marksman he is, to go out like that and to leave Steph Curry hanging. He's going to have to live with that for a long time. I don't want to hear nothing about Jordan Poole. If you were going to have a bad season, have a bad season. But despite what happened with him and Draymond, okay, he still had a decent regular season. It was a precipitous drop-off once the postseason arrived. And then you start seeing and hearing the noise emanating out of their locker room. He was about himself. He wasn't about the team and some of the things that were being said. And we're not advocating violence or anything like that. But as I said last week, there's a level of clarity that came as it pertained to why the incident with Draymond Green happened to begin with. Because evidently they were dealing with this from the moment the brother got his bag. $128 million, $123 guaranteed. There seemed to be a change in his behavior that was inconsistent, obviously, with what they knew him to be prior to him getting his money. That's a few people. They got their bag, and then all of a sudden, they acting a little bit different. So these are kind of things that happen, but major props to the Lakers, major props to Darvin Hams. Clearly the right coach for that job, and let's hope that something like this, if the Lakers continue to win, finally some team out there will notice that wherever Phil Handy goes, somehow, some way championships follow. This is a brother that should be given a head coaching opportunity.
We have to go to break, but I have 2 things to say to you. First of all, it could also be Denver and Boston, so I just want to plan that out. I know you're already planning on LA and Miami. And if wait, hold on, I just got to finish. Yeah. And if it is Miami, you know how they put you in the little green room, the little booth? Well, they're going to bring a second chair, and I'll be sitting right there next to you sharing that one camera. So I hope Dave Roberts is watching right now, because I'm not kidding. All those trips when you were out in L.A., I was like, no, I'm good. I'll stay. I will be there sitting right next to you.
Molly, I think we could get you to Miami. I mean, I do have some connections with ESPN Deportes. Como esta?
Oh, just stop before you embarrass yourself. Bretton, go.
Clay and Draymond and Steve Kerr and Bob Myers, as Woj pointed out, I mean, they put together one of the great runs in the history of the sport. But the reality is all these things come for us in our minds because that team just broke up when they won a championship. Usually you get to see these great teams lose. Do you think we have seen the last of these Warriors on top?
I do, but hearing Draymond Green say that tells me that he wants to resign. Now, he said he would love to stay, but of course, money talks. And will he get what? That's what it's about. It starts there. Because if he leaves, then yeah, it's over. Because he was such a key part of that. He was a glue piece. He was obviously a lightning rod so many different times, but in a positive and in a negative, of course. But if he goes, and then you have Klay Thompson with 1 year left, a decision to make there. There's a high luxury tax bill that this team has to pay. It also starts with Bob Myers, and then to Steve Kerr. If he sees Bob Myers go, does Steve Kerr kind of feel like, all right, well, I've kind of done my time here, and maybe hand the reins over to Kenny Atkinson or somebody else. So I think it does start with Bob Myers, like Woj said, but Draymond saying what he said suggests that he plans on staying, which would mean the group would stay together.
Well, look, I mean, Steve Kerr is the one who said over the weekend, this group maxed out.
Yep.
We did everything we could do. This team wasn't good enough to win a championship. So are you bringing back the group that wasn't good enough to win a championship? They were expecting this year to get much more from young pieces, and it just didn't happen. Moses Moody, Jonathan Kuminga, James Wiseman, who's not even there anymore. They were expecting those guys to help be the next iteration, plus Jordan Poole, and that was for lack of a better word, a complete disaster. What do you think about this dynasty in Golden State?
Bob Myers, I think, first and foremost, is the most important piece because he has put the puzzle pieces together to create what we've seen.
Yep.
All right?
Yep.
And from there, I don't think it's over. They just need to adjust. Now you get another year of experience, more so for Moses Moody. I thought Kuminga had a great year. I'm shocked. I was just surprised he didn't play at all. It was because I thought he was great. He gave them another, aspect. Another younger type of Draymond Green type player where you can play 5 and 4, those two guys, and still have success. I think they just need to go find another big, find some more shooting. Just Move some pieces around if you would. Jordan Poole, I think that's a decision they're going to have to figure out what they're going to do with him.
What a mess
keep him or not,
that situation turned out to be. Woj, it's not a short answer, and I don't have that much time here, but generally speaking, people wondering, will they run this back for the core of this group? Do you believe we will see, you have reason to believe we will see them all together another year in Golden State?
Greeny, if they run this group back, you're looking at a $500 million payroll and luxury tax. Does Joe Lacob have the appetite to pay that for a team that might be a conference semifinal? That might be their max, a conference semifinal. But with the new collective bargaining agreement and how punitive this new CBA is for teams in that upper spending area, it really restricts your ability to make moves on a roster, to make, you can't use your exceptions. All of those things. You can't trade draft picks. So potentially, listen, I think this group may have to look different. And I think for Golden State, listen, they might still be able to cobble together a conference finals run, maybe an NBA finals run. But as a dominant dynasty, this is not a dominant organization anymore. They're going to have to retool to get back to the top.
Now, look, the West is going to have Denver in it. It's going to have Sacramento to deal with for a while. If the Clippers should ever stay healthy, Phoenix will put something together around those two superstars. Be very interesting to see. And as Woj mentioned, the first piece that we will see fall one way or the other will be